This conference
Yes,
will
we
now
need
be
to unmute
recorded.
at the very beginning. Thank you so much. There's
There's
nothing to do. Before case type, cascading drop down. Okay, so we have to work on activities continuation, correct? Okay, so we are going to work on activities continuation to work with obj save. The next method is obj save method. So we are going to work on obj save method, where we wanted to store the data into tables. See, already whenever you make a transaction, Pega is automatically storing all the data into tables, right? What is the table into which it will store is work table. Work table is the one where entire work object data is getting stored. Internally, how it is happening? By using obj save method only. Ultimately, internally, Pega will run some activities where there will be internal logic related to obj save, and that is going to implement the storing into tables by generating the queries in order to save or update. So obj save method is used to insert or update the record into table. Insert or update the record into table. Okay, this is what going to be done. Let's try to experience to see how we can achieve it. We will try to experience to see how we can achieve storing the data into a table. What is been happening in enterprise application development? While you are being given with requirements, you will be given with some requirements where you wanted to store the data into tables. Okay, you may have to store the data into tables that will be given to you. Okay, let us try to do the same now. Okay, see, there is nothing much to tell you at this moment of time. obj save method is what is the purpose? To insert or update the data into tables. I'll show you. SPI, right? It was already open somewhere. Okay, see here, technical, create activity or activity. So why I was teaching activities? Even you can implement this without activities also. See, Pega says you try to avoid activities, but in reality, it is not possible to avoid activities always. In your work environment, damn sure 30% of your development will be done on activities for sure. Okay, so look at here now, create and open. Why it is giving create and close also? Is this activity I'm creating? Okay, and see here obj save method. I'll explain you in a way of like as a template. First you understand the template. Remaining steps other than the template steps depends on your business requirement for obj save method. If I wanted to fetch the data from a table, okay, obj browse I have used it, correct, previously. So when I use browse method, here I am giving a page name. This page name is the page on which data can be held when it is fetching, and class name is the table from which it has to fetch the data. That is the class name. See here, obj save method I am going to show you. Obj save method. So in obj save method, when you expand it, here you go. There are no such options like which table you wanted to store and all. Then how does the system knows where you need to store the data? System doesn't know, right, unless you tell that. obj save method will execute what is the data to store, where the data should be stored. See, before you write activity, given a business requirement, you are going to create an activity with obj save. You clearly know that where do you wanted to save the data, correct? For example, imagine you wanted to store the data into countries table. Imagine. So that is my target table where I wish to store the data. Template of steps I am telling. First thing is you need to define a page referring to the target table class, whatever it may be. That is not only countries, that can be anything. Okay, whatever the target table into which you wanted to store, first you need to define a page and the page and classes for that particular. So now you have an empty page, right? I want to create the page. How do I create? Page new, and so this page will get first whatever the target table for which in which I wanted to store or update the data into, for that table class there should be a page defined and created. Now you have empty page on clipboard. With the execution of this step, page is empty. You need a data that you wanted to store, right? You need some data, right? Somehow you need to add the data onto this table. Data can be coming from any source. For example, during the transaction processing, I have a screen. I will enter the data into the screen. I'm entering the data into the screen and I submit. Screen data will go to clipboard, right? If it is work object, what is the page on which the data will be available? Page. Work page. Now business is saying it is getting stored into work table. Okay, this data of specific screen we want separately store it into some other table also. That is the requirement. Now, where is the data to store? Data is there during a transaction processing. It will be there on clipboard on some page. Now, data is there on page 1. If I want to store the data into table, I want the data onto this page. What should I do in the next step?
Property set.
You need to do property set or page copy. Anything is okay. Page copy means page 1 you dump onto another page. Understand, by method name itself it makes sense. Page copy, copy one page data into another page entirely. Property set means one by one you add whatever you want. I have 100 properties on page 2. I want only 10. Can I go for page copy? No, not possible. I can go for only property set. I want 100 properties from page 1 to page 2. Is it okay to go for property set? It is not okay. You cannot write 100 properties. Do better you do a page copy. Done. Understand? So depends on the need, you need to use a method. Okay, the way how you implement, make it simple. Property set, and you set the properties on this particular page. Now this page has data. This page is referring to a class into which I want to store the data. Correct? Now you have got one page on clipboard which has the required data to be stored. Now what should I do now? I should do obj save. I should do what? Obj save and save it. Now at runtime, the data on this page will get stored into a table. What is the table? Inside obj save, I am not saying any class. This page is already referring to a class, right? This page related class related table it will store. Understand? Make sense? Is it simple to understand? Yes. If you remember this template, any example, this template, you can implement any requirement. Further steps, you add more steps. That depends on you. Okay, that depends on the business requirement, not you. I'm sorry. Everyone clear online resources? Every one of you, are you clear? Am I recording or not? Recording. Yes. Every one of you, are you clear? OBSA, see, this template mechanism, no one will teach you outside. It is impossible. See, this is a mechanism designed by me. Okay, if someone else is teaching the same way, means that is a copy paste of Harsha trainings. That's it. I don't hesitate to say that. Okay, because the way how you think, everyone cannot think. My approach of teaching is same available somewhere else. That is a copy paste of Harsha trainings. When I started Pega training, there was no one. Okay, only one person used to be there. He also closed after 2 to 3 months after I started. Okay, so this is if you remember, anytime if I have given a requirement, that as part of the requirement you want to work on obj save, you want to implement obj save. Other steps related to business, further business requirement, you keep it aside. First template of steps you need to understand. Easiest way of learning. What is the first step? Okay, one table I have to store the data. Correct? That table I need a page. First I will define it. Done. I need this page on the clipboard. How would I get it? Create the page, and then I want data on this page. How would I get it? Somehow I have to get it from somewhere. Data is somewhere, then you get it onto table page. That may be property set, that may be page copy. Again, you might be fetching the data from another table and placing on this page. It can be anything at the end of the day. Property set or page copy, anything. And next you need to do save the data. Done. This is what insert or update query in SQL. Insert or update query. This is just a basic template. Additional steps we will get as per the requirement. That depends on requirement. So everyone clear? Anyone has any doubt, any question? Anyone clear, right? Okay, so let's follow the steps. Following this template, keep in mind the business requirement additionally. Are we going to get any additional things or not? We will see. Okay, write down business requirement. Working with high level, just a basic requirement. Working with obj save. Working with obj save. See, instead of doing this same practical, I can teach in just 5 minutes. Okay, because OOTB, when you create a data type, PRPC will automatically create savable data page. Automatically create. I will ask you to call this data page somewhere and do property set. Property set and call it obj save requirement will be done. But learning that approach is not the right way for a beginner. Even for a beginner or expert, you should not only know about OOTB of Pega, you should also know about the design of Pega. Learning design of Pega is learning Pega. to become an expert, remember that just learning the OOTB approach is just you know what is there, how to access, when to access. But given a requirement to reverse engineer, given a requirement to do something from the scratch, you cannot do it. This is where the differentiation between an expert and a normal developer comes into picture. So if you want to be expert, you learn from the scratch, learn in-depth design. That is important. Okay. Okay, now write down working with obj save. Write down first point, create a data type customer. Create a data type customer. Okay, I will after requirement I'll stop and I'll teach you another topic also. Okay, first you write down create a data type customer. Okay, what are the columns? Can you guess? First name, last name, age, gender. These are the columns you write down. Additionally, one more column is there, customer ID. Customer ID. There should be a key column, right? Customer ID is the key column. Remaining columns you put down whatever you want. Okay, done. Completed. Next. Customer ID. Remaining columns, all the columns what we have in the customer form. Okay. Next one is during the transaction processing. During the transaction processing, the data entered into customer form. The data entered into customer form.
Entered into
The data entered into customer form
a form.
should be stored. Please do not repeat that
Yes,
kindly. Yeah, please do not repeat. I will repeat. The data entered into customer form should be stored into the above table. You know about the above table, right? Into the above table, comma, into the above table, comma, when the form is submitted. When the form is submitted.
Can you repeat, Harsha?
Yeah, the data entered into customer form should be stored into above table. When it has to be stored? When the form is submitted. Okay, this is one second point. Next point, just look at me and listen to me. See, you have first name, last name, everything being entered into customer form, correct? That you are aware of. What about customer ID? We need a unique ID for customer ID, right? We will generate it. Okay, generate a unique customer ID. Generate a unique customer ID. We will use the concept of parameters and we will use two additional concepts here. We are going to learn. See, when you are clearly aware of the parameter concept only, this requirement will be easy. If you are missing at the point where we are passing parameters and all, still requirement will be difficult. What is the requirement? Customer form is already present. Data they will enter and submit. After they click on submit, the data to be taken and stored into this new table. It is already getting stored into work table. Leave it. We also wanted to store into here because we want to learn OBJ. Where customer ID is not there. Customer ID should be generated a unique ID. Customer ID should be a generated unique ID. Here, before we proceed to work on the practical requirement, I'm going to take next 15 minutes to explain you two different technical things. Okay, technical aspects in Pega. One is flow action. Look at here. You know about flow action, right? In the flow action tab, listen to me carefully. In the flow action tab, you have two different sections: pre-processing and post-processing. Pre-processing is the one where you can see data transform activity. You don't know about data transform so far, right? Activity means you can call an activity in the pre-processing. Listen to me carefully. And at post-processing also you can call one activity. So in a flow action we can call activities under action tab at pre-processing and post-processing. Listen to me carefully. The activity which you call in pre-processing will get executed on load of the UI. Okay, if I call a activity in customer details flow action, at pre-processing. When does that activity gets executed? At the time customer details screen is getting loaded, on load of customer details screen, pre-processing activity will get executed. Understand? Only on successful execution of this activity your screen will load. There is any failure in this activity, screen will not load. Understand? Pre-processing. Post-processing means, simply you can remember easily, the activity which you call it post-processing will get executed when you click on submit button. When you click on, see, you clicking on submit button, work object will try to navigate away from the assignment, right? At that moment activity will run. Everyone clear? So on load of a screen I want to run an activity for some need. Where should I call it? In the pre-processing of flow action. While navigating away from the screen I wanted to, I mean, like when I click on submit and navigating away, I want to run one activity. Where should I call it? On post processing. Everyone clear? Online resources. Every one of you clear? Am I audible? Everyone. See,
Yes,
if anyone
yes, sir.
not able to hear me, please reconnect. No issue in audio.
Yes.
Reconnect. If any audio issue, because from my end it is okay. You need to reconnect. Okay, this is one part. Now, based on this fact, can you tell me if I am going to create an activity to store the customer information which I have entered in customer details form, where should I call the activity? In pre-processing or post-processing? In post-processing I should be calling. Post-processing means, what is the requirement? When user enters the information in the customer form and click on submit, then the data should be stored. Means at what moment the activity to be called? On click of submit, the activity to be called. That means your activity to be called in post-processing. We will be doing it. This is one technical topic. Pre-processing, post-processing. I'll share the document. Now, next technical topic that I am going to explain you is something different, which is the concept of functions. What is the concept? I'll just generally tell you what is a function. Generally, in general, I'll tell you what is a function. A function is some piece of code, some code related to one specific functionality. Okay, understand? One specific functionality, I need this function. So you are creating a function addition. Okay, there will be parameters for the function. Okay, A, B. Okay, what is the logic for writing this function? Simply, okay, so integer C is equal to A plus B. In general, I am saying, okay, return C. This is what I have written just generally. Okay, see, I wanted to write addition of two numbers program in my business application at 10 different places. As per the business, I'm telling only just a simple example. Otherwise, I can tell you this way. Okay, imagine I have created one function. That function is for sending email notification. This email notification I need in multiple places, not in one place. When customer created a new account, I want to send him, this is the account ID for your customer ID for you, send an email notification. One thing. Second thing is, when customer purchases the product, I want to send him one email. Two places overall in my application, I need same functionality, correct? How many times I should write the program for email? 2 times or only 1 time? Only 1 time. 1 time you generically write it, give a specific name to it, and call it multiple places, correct? Same way, function is some piece of code, reusable piece of code. Create once, access it many places by using the function name. Like this, functions are available in C language, Java, JavaScript, everywhere. Pega also has some predefined functions. Those predefined functions we can access in different roles, not only activity, but I am going to show you by activity. Predefined functions of Pega can be accessed by using expression builder. What is that? Expression builder. Click on it. Browse. Functions. These are the libraries. It is impossible for anyone to know about all the functions that are available here. Unless you work on everything, unless you practice to learn everything. It is not required that you should know everything. Some of the functions you should know. That while you are practicing, you will be able to easily remember it. Knowing just by reading, you cannot remember. Okay, but I will show you. looking at the function name itself, you will be able to say what is the purpose of the function without even teaching by myself. Okay, getting the knowledge from my end. Okay, look at here. I'll show you one function. You can easily say what is it. Length. There is a function length. So if you mouse over onto function, you can learn about what is this function, what are the parameters of function, what is its use. Generally, if you want to learn, this is the only approach. There is no cheat sheet available for the functions. This function will take only one parameter called string. For an example like this, LENGTH and Harsha trainings. This is the string it has taken. String can be hard coded, string can be a property. Okay, institute name is a property I have passed, or directly name of the institute I have passed it hard coded. Okay, so can you guess length function is going to return a value? What is its purpose? I want you to guess. What is its purpose? Length function, what is its purpose? By the name itself, you should try to guess it.
Calculate number of
Calculate the length of the string.
Characters that are available in a given string, I want to find out. I'll tell you where it will be helpful. See, you have a form, you are applying, okay, you are trying to purchase, you are purchasing a product. At the time of purchase, you entered credit card number. I wanted to validate whether this is a valid credit card or not. See, generally credit card data will not be there with purchase center, it will be there with bank. Actual implementation, I'll tell you, just imagine from bank application, a request should go to credit card application to find out whether it is valid or not, everything is matching or not. Before that itself, you can simply validate a credit card, a primary validation, that is credit card number is 16 digits or not. I'm entering only 12. Is it valid? Should I have to go to a credit card application by making a service call? No need. Just simply you can do it. See, credit card number first primary minimum basic thing is what? 16 digits, correct? It is having 16 digits or not? I wanted to find out, that is a business need, right? How do you find out that? By using length function. This is where it will be helpful, useful. Understand? This is how so many functions are needed. Okay, by looking at the name of the function and mouse over, you can easily learn so many functions you can learn. Okay, I will show you more functions. Look at here. This is length, right? Below also there is one more function, length of page list. Can you guess? I did not teach you anything about this so far. It will take a parameter of one page list. I am giving page list name as list of students list. That is the page list I have given as a parameter, and I am using length of page list. Can you guess and tell me what does it returns? The number of pages that are available in a given page. My page list has 100 students. Student is equal to one page, right? I did not teach you or able to say this. How come? Technology you can easily learn. So based on its behavior, its names are being given. Based on its usage and purpose, its name is given. This is a common sense of learning. For this, you don't need any exceptional ability or mindset. Okay, very common sense point. Length of a page list, you already know about page list, right? When you don't know about page list, it is a different case. By this time you know about page list, right? So my requirement is like this. So there is one college application. College wanted to generate a report, okay, and they wanted to produce a result. When you are going to take the report, for each department you take the report. How many students are there you want to display in the screen? How do you achieve it? You need this function or not? You need to use the function length of page list, okay, and you indirectly or directly you have to use it. They may be already done it by count, that is a different thing, but here ultimately you have to use this. Maybe if it is activity, not report definition, by activity you have to do it. You need to retrieve all the students list, assign a property or parameter is equal to length of respective page list, display it in the UI. These many students are there in our department. Understand? Clear? So that is where it will be helpful. For example, I'm telling. Okay. And next one, I'll show you other properties, other also. Let's go to date time library. Okay. Date time difference. What do you think? What is your prediction about it? Date time difference means it will take two parameters. Okay, it will take three parameters. Precision is actually not that much important, but okay. So date 1, date 2 it will take. Imagine. Okay, and it is going to give you the difference. What is it? what is the difference that it is going to give you? So first, basically, you tell me. No need to tell me the output result at all.
How many days between the two dates?
It is going to see. It is going to. That is it. Yeah. It is going to go with taking date 1, date 2. What is the difference between dates, number of days, number of years, number like this simply? There are many functions available. High level, I am just explaining. Okay. So most importantly, there are many functions which you regularly use. Okay. I'll tell you. I'll show you functions related to page list. Okay. I'm typing page list. I'll show you the name. I'll explain you. Count in page list. See, it is taking 3 parameters: string look for, string look at, string clipboard property to look into. My business has given me a requirement. Okay. We have an application, HR management application. How many employees have passed? The number of years of experience 10. Generate that report. I need to know how many are there. I will get those details. I will give them one reward for successful completion of 10 years. This is what the business need. For that, you need to write your logic, correct? What is the property to look for here? Property to look for number of employees page list. Which, okay, property to look at is page list, number of. So you retrieve department 1, 100 employees are there. You got 100 employees of page list. All employees you got, but I want to know the count in page list in the employees page list where employee experience years is equal to number of years experience is equal to 10. Matching this, how many count are there? I wanted to know how many in our department have passed 10 years experience. I wanted to know, business wanted to know. For this, you need to write the logic in your application. You don't need to do it from the scratch. See, if you have to write activity, what you should do? You should be creating one activity, browse the page list, for loop. You need to use for loop. For loop, verify condition where number of years of experience is equal to 10. Matching count is equal to count plus 1. Loop will be repeated. This logic I can manually write. I know. Why you need to write manually? We are always giving function easily. Use the function, it will be done. Okay. It will speed up your processing at runtime. Okay, your manual mechanism, you might be making some mistakes in this case. So count in page list, string look for the page list of employees for the property of number of years experience for the value of 10. Matching count, it is going to return the total count. Out of 100, 10 employees have crossed 10, result will be 10. Understand? That is where it will be useful. Understand count in page list? It is not possible to remember in a day. When you start using, when you access it multiple times, you will be able to easily understand. And you can write a simple example also in your own way. You write an activity, do obj browse on countries table, and not on countries table. You create one table, students table, student ID, first name, last name. Otherwise, customer table only. First name, matching first names you repeat. Matching first name, enter 20 records, matching first name you repeat. Okay, after you repeat it, 4 numbers you or 5 numbers you repeat. You write an activity obj browse. On the table you get list, right? In the next step, property set param.count. Define one parameter, param.count is equal to. Use this function and pass the parameters and save the activity, run the activity. Go to clipboard and see the value of the parameter. That's how you can practically experience to gain the knowledge. Just a simple. Will you be able to write this or not? Will be, you know already obj browse, right? Next step, property set defining parameter also. No, parameter param.count is equal to, right side you need to use count in page list, string look for. I want to look for number of years. I mean like first name, comma, string. Okay, string look for is Harsha, comma, look at first name. String look for clipboard page list property. What is that? Students list. Okay, Harsha, comma, first name, comma, student list. First name matching by Harsha. How many people are there in our class? Like that. It is going to give the results. How many? It is going to give the result. Like this, you can self practice while you are having some free time. Okay. And count in page list when is also there. It is very easy. Count in page list, I told you. Guess count in page list when means. How many people are there with name Harsha? Those have crossed number of years of experience 5. That is one condition. Additionally, condition you are providing. That's it. Simple. If you learn count in page list one is just adding one more condition. I don't want everyone. 5 people are there with Harsha. Out of which 2 are only 5 years experience, remaining 3 less than that. Okay, in our organization, in our project, how many senior resources are there with so and so technology? So Java resources in my project, how many Java resources are there? Okay, overall project where they are having more than 5 years experience, because we are getting another project, we wanted to move them. How many first we should know, later we'll get who are those. Okay, so like this. See, find in page list, this is also another one. Find means what is that? Search in the page list, see whether it is there or not there. Okay, see, in our entire company we wanted to know if there is any resource who is working on SAP HANA. For example, entire company we have 100 resources. Is there any resource working on or with the skill of SAP HANA? Additionally, we don't have SAP HANA here, but in the profile if they have built SAP HANA, maybe if we already have one person, we wanted to start it, I'll assign him for interviews, not asking outside people. Okay, so how would I know that? I have to send out an email, that is a different case, but programmatically I want to implement the same. I want to run a program. If skill matching person is there, okay, it is there. First of all, who is that? I'll find out. Okay, find in the page list, returns an array list of clipboard pages. It is also giving the clipboard page. One person is there, it will return one person. How many people are there? SAP HANA, all the pages I want. It will give all the pages. Okay, like this. In a class, we have a number of students. How many students are there with name, with first name as Harsha? That is count. This is find means first name Harsha matching 5 people are there. All 5 people pages will be separately taken into another page list. You will get a result of who are those 5 also. Okay, that's what based on your business requirement you can use it. This one you can easily say. I'm sorry. This one. See, remove duplicates from page list. Remove duplicates from page list. PY, remove duplicates from page list. It is an easy guess for you to understand. What is it?
It will remove the duplicate.
Duplicate pages from the page list.
Page list.
Duplicate means first to second, third. Second, third will be removed. First will be still there. So what are the duplicates? Based on something you should say duplicate, right? I have a number of, okay, it's not about students generally. I have list of products that I have retrieved from the inventory. For example, I find that there are some duplicates coming. I want to remove the duplicates. I have only one unique thing. I'm expecting only one unique thing, but duplicates are there in the result. How would I remove those duplicates? Remove duplicates from the page list. Mention what is the page list. Mention the secondary page list where you want the result, and what are the duplicate property, based on which property. By first name I want to, by product name I want to consider it as a duplicate. Where product name is duplicated, I want only unique values into a separate page list. So remove duplicates is going to remove the duplicate values from the page list, and the resultant page list, copied page list, will be having only unique values out of n number of results that are being retrieved. Understand everyone? Clear? So this is where you are going to use remove duplicates. Sometimes when you are fetching the data, see, your application is communicating with other application. For example, you are asking for details about some customers from some third-party system. Third-party system has sent a raw data. So much of data they have sent. In the data they have sent, I can see that phone number, same phone number is there multiple places. I have asked one college, please give me some students data. Okay, some third-party vendor, they are selling data. They have sold me data. I have list of data. In the database I am retrieving, but I find that duplicate phone numbers are there. I want to filter out. What should I do? Remove duplicates I have to use. It will filter out by phone number duplicate. Remove everything I want unique, so that I'll send email to only those who are having only one specific unique email ID. Understand? Our phone number. Okay, SMS. So like this, you can use in the real business. So everything is a real business need. Please understand that. College application is a real business, bank application is a real business, classroom application is a real business. Everything is a real world, real business. Okay. So in our project, we have age validation example. Can you please explain for function? What is the age validation? See, with the help of this functions learning, you will be able to work on age calculation. See, you don't need to do anything for that. You Google it, what is the function for age calculation in Pega. In PDN, you will get the entire function, just change the parameters. That's it. Many of you have done it already. After this, you try it by yourself, you will be able to do it. Okay, we will also work on while we are practicing declare expression or maybe something else. But you don't need to wait for me. You should be able to do after this session is done. The age calculation you can finish. So now I wanted to generate a unique value for my work of ID in this case. Assign unique value while storing. That I am going to generate by using a function called unique ID generate. Some function name is there, unique ID related function. I'll use that function. It will generate 10-digit unique number. You can generate a phone number also like that. Okay. So we will be using function also this time. I will start working on the practical requirement. I will send you the documentation about functions. Did I create any documents so far?
No, Harsha.
Working with functions, obj, save. Both we are going to see. Obviously, parameters will be there. Obviously, parameters will be there. For sure, it will be there. Okay. So, creating customer data type and storing customer form data into this table. Okay, this is what we are going to do. Design algorithm. I'm going to write the design algorithm. First step. So create data type. Customer ID is key. Customer ID is key. Done. Next, table is ready. Form is already there present. Form is already available. Next, create activity. Define parameters, comma, use functions if required. Okay, and call the activity obj save. Okay, call the activity. Where should I call? In the post processing of customer flow action, comma, pass the parameter values. See, if you have an activity with parameters, at the time of calling, it will prompt for the values, right? We need to pass there. So now the main point here, I'll tell you. See, you already have the design of customer form, right? You already know it. So already you should be aware of it. You might, if I made a transaction and enter the data into customer form and I have submitted, this data will be there on clipboard, right? For the design, what we have already done in place available, you should know the clipboard structure by this time. You should know the clipboard structure. Tell me what was the clipboard structure for the customer form which we have created? PY workpage. On that, directly on PY workpage, you have properties, correct? That is the first design we have done. We don't have any pages for customer. If you are aware of that, then only you will come to know where to take the data from. What is the source of data? Clipboard. Clipboard, where it is? PY workpage dot first name, last name, all this. But customer ID is not there. I'll generate it. Understand? Everyone clear? Online resources. Following.
Yes. Yes.
Respond on the charting window. Your voice is not audible, Vijay.
Yes, yes.
See, for this requirement, while you are implementing, you should definitely know the clipboard structure of what is that? Customer form. Without knowing clipboard structure, is it possible? That is the key point, one of the key points. Okay, knowing the fact that where it is there on clipboard after I submit customer form, taking from there, you need to give it to table related page and you save it. Okay, we'll do it now. So design creating data type. See, now the time is 9:46. I will take your session up to 10:15 if required. 15 minutes more than the regular time. Please bear with me, because I am taking more time in explanation. You know how to create a data type, right? Customer data type. Here I am going to choose the organization data class. As usual practice I am following, because I don't want to make you struggle so much choosing here and there different things. Okay, customer data type. How many properties I want? Customer ID, first name, last name, all this. Add field, customer ID. First one is customer ID I am adding. See, submit and add another. I'm going to add in a reverse order. Okay. Zip code. Why I'm going to add in the reverse order, you'll understand in a minute. Submit and add another. Come on, fast. City. What is the next one? State. What is the above one? Country. What is the next one? Date of birth is there in our application.
Age.
Age is
Integer.
See, by table you don't need radio buttons. Extreme is fair enough. In a table you don't need radio button. Okay, but you can have it added if you want. But table we are going to enter the data, retrieve the data, right? In UI means you need radio buttons like that. What else?
Last name.
Date of birth.
Last name. Date of birth is there in our form. It is there. I'll add date of birth also. DOB. Date only, yeah?
Date time.
Date only. I'll rearrange this. First name is there.
Yes.
Last name I have already entered. Submit. Done. See here. All these should have been added into my table as columns. The reason why I have added in a reverse order, I'll explain. Records tab, right? Records tab. You know that. Records tab, all this practice. Records. Configure source. See, here it is coming in a reverse order than what I have entered. Correct? Actually, this is the expected order, but date of birth I'll rearrange because I forgot I did not. Okay. If I have entered in the regular order, maybe I have to rearrange this place. Customer ID, I am going to choose it as a key property. Why it is not coming? Where is it? Under city now. Yeah, that's what I am not able to navigate. So many scroll bars are there. Meta has to think about it. See, key property will automatically be sorted to the first column. So no need to rearrange it. Remaining columns, instead of rearranging, I entered in reverse order. So I'll get my own the order that I am looking for. How would I just close it? Here is the close button. Close it. And I am not going to enter any records here. At runtime, I'll save the data. So this class would have been created, right? Data, customer class, where is it? Properties, everything would have been created. Okay, that you are aware of. Next, what should I do? Create one activity. Let me create an activity. Where should I create? I am going to call this activity from flow action, correct? Where is my flow action? My flow action is in which class? Customer flow. So before I implement this, I know that I have to call it in customer flow action. My customer flow action is in which class? Which work class? Implementation or framework? Framework work class it is there. Imagine if I create my activity in implementation work class, flow action, I want to call the activity of implementation work class into the flow action of framework work class. Is it possible? It is not possible. You cannot call implementation rule into framework. Correct? Based on this fact, you should know where, based on where you are, from which rule you are trying to call, you need to create this rule in the respective classes. I want to call this activity from flow action that is already present in my system in framework work class. So where should I create my this one? I should create in the framework work class or maybe organization class. Organization class is not correct. I will create in the framework work class. Suppose you don't know where to create. For example, you know where to call it from, correct? You know where to call it from. Go to that place. Here you go. What is it? Process, flow, action. This is the place where I am trying to call it. It is in locked version. I'll save as to do it. Okay. And I'll save as to create in a new version. That I am not going to give the screenshot. You should know by this time. Correct? Framework context. Okay. This is how it was already present. I wanted to call my activity in the post processing here. My activity name is going to be, let's say, save customer data. This is the activity, right? I want to create this activity. How can I create? There is an edit icon. If I click on edit icon, this activity is not already present, correct? So it will show the new form. It is automatically populated where to create. You don't need to much worry about where to create. This is an easier way. Understand? So your navigations will not work out always. If you go by navigations, you should have to choose all these options. You know that you want to call the activity from this flow action. Write the name of the activity that you wanted to give. Click on edit icon. It will show new form. It will automatically take the context where to create. If it has to be called there, it will automatically take. Understand? Everyone online clear? Name of the activity also I have given. Create and open. Okay. And that approach you follow while you're practicing. Now I need to imagine about what I am trying to do in this activity. Data that is entered in the customer form, they will click on submit. After they click on submit, this activity should run. It should take the data submitted to table page and store. So for table page, I am defining a page called temp page. What is the class for which it should refer to? SBI data customer. SBI data customer class. Done. Completed. Next, parameters. I wanted to work with parameters for your information. I don't want everything take hard coded. So how many parameters? N number of properties you have, N number of parameters you want. Customer ID, first name, last name, date of birth. Date of birth is date time. Here you don't have any date only. You take date time, assign date only, it will work. Okay. And age, integer. Okay, up to this I'll give one screenshot and rest I'll give another screenshot. And here you go. Age after gender, state, country, state, city, pin code. Okay, zip code or pin code, it's up to you. It's not mandatory that it should be matching. Out of all this, country code I cannot, sorry, customer ID I cannot pass because it is not there in the UI. You need to generate it. Remaining values can I pass? Values which I have entered in UI and submitted that came to clipboard, I can pass here, right? I will do that. Step. So, but you need to imagine one thing. By the time this activity execution begins, all these parameters will have values or not. By the time this activity execution begins, or at the time of calling itself, I am passing, right? By the time this activity execution begins, these parameters are going to have the values. That point should be clear to your mind if you want to further proceed to write. Means the data that I wanted to store into this table, I wanted to put it on temp page. Page new, temp page, and I need to take the data onto temp page, correct? Property set. Property set customer ID. Temp page dot customer ID means temp page dot customer ID. Understand? Is equal to, now I need a unique value to be generated. What should I do? Click on expression builder icon. See here. Browse function. Unique ID, right? I'll type unique first of all. It will actually match. Create unique ID function is there. Let us see what is this. It doesn't need any parameters. It is going to generate a unique string value having milliseconds of the time from the server taken. From the server time, it will take milliseconds. And it is generating 10-digit number. Probability, we cannot completely say that it will generate always the unique number. It cannot generate something which has already been generated. But probability is pretty less. It will generate a unique ID for sure. 99.99999% it will generate unique ID. I'll take this function. Click on plus icon. phone this telling click on plus icon. Okay. So I'm going to click on plus icon here to add it, and one brace you'll get. You'll add one more brace. Understand? You need to make it as a function. Click on submit. Click on what? Submit. I'm going to click on submit. This will give the value to the customer ID property on temp page to be a unique value. Remaining parameters I have to set. Remaining properties I have to set. Okay. We'll add more. Now you need to tell me by the time this step 2 gets executed, parameters are going to have the values, correct? So first name, temp page dot first name is equal to, where is the value? Actually it is there on clipboard, but I don't need to take it from clipboard. From clipboard already I am giving two parameters. Understand? From clipboard I'm already giving two parameters. So I'll take it from parameter, param dot fn. Understand? Everyone clear? So let me draw a diagram. I told you, right? I'll take till 10:15. Okay. This is UI and this is clipboard. Okay. And this is activity. Okay. Now UI, this is what? Clipboard. From UI, form is there. Okay. UI, customer form. Okay. The moment you submit the form, what do you have here? First name, last name, age, like this here. The moment you submit the form, PY work page has data, correct? Now here on click of submit, I am calling activity, right? Okay. So this is submit. This is submit action. Now this data I want to store into customer table. I want to store into customer table. See, in the customer table, if I want to store, in between I am writing activity. Okay, I'll consider this as an activity. Let me maximize it. And I'll draft the table here. Okay, this is customer table. Customer table. Now submitted data. This data I want to store here. For that, in between what I am writing? Activity. In the activity, I'll create page, temp page. Okay, and then property set, that is temp page dot property is equal to, where is the actual data? Py work page dot property. This is what actually I have to do, correct? But I am not going to do it. What I'm going to do is, here on click of submit, you are trying to call an activity, right? This activity you are calling on submit. Call on submit. But this activity has params. What are the params this activity has? Okay, cust ID we are generating anyhow. First name, last name, age, like this. What am I doing? At the time of calling the activity, call on submit, activity you are calling, correct? At the time of calling, it will prompt for the parameter values or not? It will prompt or not? So it is going to prompt parameter values. I'll write down below. Hold on. On click of submit, what are you trying to do? Call activity on submit. If you are calling activity, it will prompt for the parameter values or not? Fn is equal to, ln is equal to, and age is equal to. There won't be any is equal to, it will ask, it will prompt. Now I need to pass the values. What are the values to pass? Py work pay dot first name, py work pay dot last name, like this I'll be passing. That means by the time this activity executes, by the time activity execution begins, parameters have values or not? Parameters already have values. This is the main point, one of the main points that you should understand. Everyone understand, clear? Now taking from here, I'll assign to temp page. Okay, now temp page dot first name fn is equal to param dot fn is fair enough, correct? Temp page dot first name, sorry, temp page dot first name is equal to param dot fn, because I already have values with parameter. From UI whatever entered, I have already given to parameter. Do obj save here. Do obj save temp page. Now that will get stored into table. In the table you will get first ID, first name, last name, like this data will be there. C1. Okay, so first name Harsha, last name Pega, like this you will be getting the data. Understand everyone? Clear? I'm giving at the very beginning. Make sense? This is what we are exactly trying to do in this business requirement. Everyone clear? Make sense? So you should have that understanding. Now param dot last name, temp page dot last name is equal to param dot last name. Temp page dot age is equal to param dot age. Parameter, from taking it for parameter, I'm giving it to this. Gender. Order can be anything of your wish. This is date of birth. Date of birth is equal to param dot DOB. Country. Okay, city, country, state, all that. Param dot city and country.
Harsha, so
Yes,
we are having two activities, right? Like clipboard to param and again param to.
not to one activity only. This activity will take the parameters. Okay. Country, state, zip code, param dot, I think pin code I have given. Is it?
Yeah, Harsha, for another activity, pre-processor activity, this concept is not working, not
We
work,
don't
right?
need pre-processor here. In this requirement, we don't need. It is not mandatory to call both activities every time. Either pre-processing or post-processing or both. It depends on your requirement whether to call or not. Okay,
Yeah,
these
so
are the parameters.
Harsha, for state, it should be only state property, not
again?
param dot state, right?
No, your voice is not at all audible. Female resource.
Could you please expand step 2?
Still not audible.
Could you please expand step 2? It should be only it should be only state. Instead, you have given param dot
I have
state.
given something wrong.
Yeah. If you see in the next, yeah.
Parameter.
It should be only state, right?
Last one.
In first param,
So
state
in the
param.
property,
Left side
You
it should
change
be
it to
Must
state.
be
I
right.
got
Sorry.
state only, not parameter here.
Correct. You're right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Then OBSM and mention the page name. See, you remember this page I have temporarily created in between. This page I did not create it for permanent, temporarily created. You should not make the temporary pages always available on clipboard. What should I do now? Remove
Page
this
remove.
temporary pages. Page, remove. This usage is done. I'm going to remove it. See, in the description you can write down, create a page, create a temp page referring to table class, so that it will be understandable to other developers. Okay, assign parameter data, param data to temp page. Then save temp page data to table. Finally, remove temp page. This is a better understanding for future developers. What you have done in each step, how do they know? You have to write it meaningfully here. Okay. So now wherever I call this activity, it will prompt for the parameter values, yes or no. Wherever in my application, if I call this activity, it is going to prompt for the parameter values or not. So let me call this activity. Call this activity from customer details flow action. From customer details flow action. Where is it? Customer details flow action. How do you open customer details flow action? You need to use live UI to open it. Okay. If you know, as of now it is okay, but going forward there are so many things you cannot open in a project like this. Okay. Action tab and scroll down. Scroll down. Here you go. Post processing. This is the place I should be calling. You have to select it from the drop down again. So the moment you select it, it will prompt for the parameter values. Make sense, everyone? Clear? It will prompt for the passing or not, it is up to you, but as per the requirement I should pass. Customer ID, Should I pass? Customer ID pass cheyala vadda?
No,
Customer ID.
not required.
We are
They are
already
generated.
setting inside, right? No need to pass here. Why did I set there? Because I want to use the function there in the expression builder. Here there is no expression builder facility. Okay, so I avoided it here. Now this one, see, these values that you are going to pass to these parameters are not hard coded. This is taking from the clipboard reference. Clipboard already has so and so properties with values, correct? That property you need to mention here. While mentioning, the name of the property should match or not. One disadvantage here is there is no drop down they are providing. We have to manually type. I already told you one time, if you remember, the property while you are mentioning, you must use a dot before that property. Better you copy paste it. Why do you make mistakes? You do one transaction, have the clipboard of that particular work object for first name, last name. From the clipboard, you copy first name, last name, paste here with a dot. Otherwise, you already know where do you have properties. Where do you have properties? Here you have. These are the properties, you know, right? You can do it more easily. I'll show you. This is the section, right? These are the properties, right? These are the properties that will go to clipboard, right? Copy this and what is that? Paste here, including dot. This way you never make mistakes. Okay. Customer, what is the second one? This is the one. Last name and take it here, put it here. And next one. Date of birth date of birth create cheyapicharu. There is no date of birth at all, right? In my form. Maybe in future I will add it. I'm not passing, no problem. Country, I remember. Country, state, city, and zip code. I remember these properties. One property I don't have in the UI, so I don't bother about it. In future, I will add it. Anyhow, date of birth page calculation is there, right? Declare expression using functions, and I will show you that. Okay, this is finished. When I click on submit, what is going to happen? This activity will be called. At the time of calling itself, we are supplying the data to parameters. When activity execution begins, parameters data will be there. I'll show you on clipboard. Okay. Now you see. Now create a case and test it. Okay. Let me create a case. Vehicle insurance. First name, last name, gender, age, country, some state, some city. Okay, some pin code. I haven't done. See here, before I proceed, trace before you click on submit. Before I do an action, I will trace it. Trace. Make sure in the tracer settings you have activities selected. Okay, and scroll down. Here you see my rule sets are there. That is pretty much fair enough. Tracer is okay. Go back here. Submit now. Do a submit now. See here now. I'm going to submit this. Sorry. Where is the form? Submit this. Once you click on submit, by this time activity should have been executed or not? Activity execution should be completed. Done. Now you go to the table first. Data types, customer, records. Data got stored or not? See, data birth when you are not giving, default value is taken by Pega. Let's use it for data fix in future. In future, we will use this value for data fix. That will be good idea. Okay, done. Okay, now you go to tracer. See, I want to see the parameter values on the tracer. How would I see? By the time activity execution begins itself, at the page new itself, I'll verify. Click on page new, unnamed, parameter values are there. Country, Okay, alphabetical order, there are so many. AP, state, I'm sorry, state, and what else? Pin code. You can find here city, first name. These parameters are all available. Whatever that I'm looking for are available. Some OODB available there. Leave about OODB. So whatever I'm expecting, the execution has happened successfully. You can see here, first name, property set is being done. So temp page has data or not. At the end of property set, I'll come to know. I want to see that. Click on temp page. Does it have data? Okay, my property set step is taking from parameters, saving here also. Okay, good. And then OBJ save is successfully executed. All the execution is good. This browser is related to drop down populating. That you can leave. Our activity, everything got executed successfully. This is how. Suppose at the time of practicing, you practiced everything following the document, video, everything. At the time when you submit, you are not getting the result stored into table. Okay, let me tell you. Hold on. Let me close this, not this. Okay, I'll close it later. At the time while you have practiced following the documents, everything, you have already opened it. You see no record is been inserted. Just I will tell you one thing. You go to actions, you might have already opened it, kept open it, and refresh it once. It will reload it, data will be there. Still data is not there means there is some problem, some mistake is there. And you see customer ID. Customer ID is generating automatically. This is what one thing the function is generating. Okay, now you need to find out the problem why it is not getting stored, right? So what are the different places where you should start troubleshooting? Where you should start it from?
Just open the tracer. We can,
3 more minutes. Yes, cheppandi, quick ga cheppandi.
in the tracer, we can, in the tracer.
Tracer. First thing is, first you trace it. On the tracer, all the pages, parameters have values. The temp page has data. OBJ have got executed successfully or not. All this you need to verify. Tracer itself, you will come to know temp page has data or not there. Clipboard you cannot verify because we are removing. Otherwise, you comment the page remove step and execute activity, do everything. See the clipboard whether data is there or not there. But always remember, even if it is successfully done, you trace it and see the tracer and experience the tracer. Understand? You need to experience the tracer every minute in reality. In reality, you use it every minute. That's why for every requirement, you trace it and see, observe, access the tracer here and there. First, you need to look at the tracer. Tracer has some issue, read what is the issue and find out and fix the issue. Tracer is not showing up any issue. You are not still getting the data. Where else you could have made a mistake? Tracer everything okay. Temp page doesn't have data. For example, consider this situation. On tracer, you see temp page doesn't have data. What else you are going to look at? The possibility of mistake can be done somewhere else. Where?
On parameter, on the parameters, not getting parameters.
Parameter.
On the parameter.
So what is the next point you think about? I am passing the data. Data submitted through UI will be there or will not be there? Damn sure it will be there. From data from UI, you might not have supplied the 2 parameters. Missed it. Means where is the mistake? Property names you missed it. Giving the correct property names, you might have forgot dot before property. You might have forgot upper and lower case of the property name. That's why I copy pasted. Okay. You usually you are intelligent than me, right? In this case, not outside. Okay, so you did not copy paste, you will type manually. What will happen? You will make a mistake. Look at parameter passing property. Is it matching with exactly the form section related property, control mapped property or not? Right? So that might be your missing. You might have forgot to write OBJ save step. Possibility is there because you wanted to do everything in quickly. You might have forgot to write property set step. You might have forgot to write OBJ save. Look at everything thoroughly. Don't put the screenshot in the WhatsApp group simply. You do troubleshoot by yourself all possible places where the possibility of mistake can be done. Just give some sort of task work to your brain. Okay, see, okay, UI, no, there should not be any problem. Data must be coming. From UI, I am giving the activity, data is not there in the table. Maybe activity is not taking it. Maybe I am giving wrong properties. Maybe I forgot, completely I forgot. After I call the activity, I forgot to pass the parameters itself. I see only one record with customer ID is there, but remaining properties are missing because I did not pass the parameter values. Possibility of mistake can be there different. This is how you learn troubleshooting. This is the real knowledge actually. Forward engineering is easy. Anyone can do it. Reverse engineering is difficult. మిమ్మల్ని ఇల్లు కట్టమని అనుకోండి, మీరు ఈజీ కడతారు. ఎవడో కట్టిన ఇల్లు మళ్ళీ ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేయమని అనుకోండి, మళ్ళీ ప్రాణం తొక్కొస్తుంది. అంతే కదా. The plan you built from the scratch is easy. Someone else has already planned it. You have to execute it or extend it. It will be difficult. That is where the challenge. Okay. So you need to focus on forward engineering as well as reverse engineering approach to troubleshoot, to extend, or I mean like enhance like that. Okay, understand everyone? So in this requirement, after you practice, you are not getting the output result. Whom you should depend on? Yourself. Should not depend on me or others. For that, what do you need to do? You know, you need a mindset of calm and cool mindset. You need certain patience. You need to take certain time. You should not worry about output result at all. I don't bother even you're not getting output. That's okay. If I ask you, how did you implement? What explain about the design of overall this customer save process? If I ask you, if you are able to say beginning to ending, implementing that you did not get output today, tomorrow you'll get no problem. Struggle and get it. If you're not able to explain this process, how you designed and how you implement, why you have done, for what purpose, which means even if you get the output result copy paste work, you did not gain Pega knowledge. Understand? What are the key points? You need to know that by the time activity execution begins, data will be there with the parameters because we will be passing it there. This is one key point you need to understand. We need to do property set taking the data from parameters only, not from PY workpay, because already PY workpay data I am giving it to parameters. I have it with parameters. This is another key point that one should know about. Okay, everyone clear? So like this, if you clearly know what you are doing, why you are doing, that is the justification you are doing for subject that you are learning. Otherwise, if your focus is only on practical, getting output result only is your focus, that is a copy paste task. Copy paste you can get or not. After you do it, you need to clearly know what did I do, why did I do, what is overall structure that I have designed. Similarly, if someone is asking me to save into some other table, will I be able to do it or not? Take your own requirement, some other table you take it. Otherwise, already country table is there, right? Only 2 columns are there. Create one form, enter country code, country name, and submit. The data entered here should be stored into country table. This is the requirement. Okay. Implement by yourself. Everything you design without opening document and anything reference means this subject is there in your mind forever, for lifetime. Explaining is also important. Okay. What is for what purpose? Why do you define like this? Why you called it? Why you define parameters and all? Why I define parameters? Why not? See, I can take this activity. I can take this activity in the property set without using parameters. I can do py workpay dot first name, py workpay dot last name, py workpay dot age, py workpay dot gender. Directly I can type that. That will give me same output result. Then what is the advantage of parameters? What is the advantage? Advantage emundi parameters vaadam valla. I will show you tomorrow. What is the advantage? You will understand. Okay. Okay. So fine, we can wind up for today. I'll share the document. Thank you for joining, everyone. So make
So
sure
one final question.
you take enough time and with a cool and calm mindset, you do everything to understand, analyze and understand. Output is not today, tomorrow you'll get no problem.
So
Yes,
one,
what is the question?
I mean, like while setting up the parameters, right? So we are just giving dot property, right? So which is the best practice, py workpay dot or just dot property?
This is the best practice. What we have done is best practice. py workpay dot is worst practice. In fact, that is not true.
No, not here.
Right way.
I mean, like while setting the value for param, I'm asking, not here. For parameter, we are setting from clipboard to parameter, right?
See, I did not use py workpay dot. I have used only dot at the time of passing. That is fair enough. It will automatically take py workpay in front of it at runtime. No need to bother about it.
Yeah, thank you.
See, practical document, what is the name change that we need to do?
Today's
I'm sorry.
date, yeah.
This one,
Today's
huh?
date it has to be renamed. Yes.
Is it open rename? 03, right? Instead of 03, I've given 30 now.
03 and 9 a.m.
Okay. 03 August, 9 a.m. right? Done. I'll be sharing the theory doc. See, theory document, I'm going to share you functions. What is the other one? This OBJ save and this practical.
Pre-processing, post-processing.
Pre-processing, post-processing. Okay. Yeah, you can wind up for today. Thank you so much.
There is a question on the chat, Harsha.
May I know how is temp page mapped to customer table? Temp page we have already defined referring to customer table. In the pages and classes tab, we have defined temp page referring to customer class. That is how it is mapped. చెప్పండి.
కస్టమర్ ఐడి మనం 10 digits వచ్చింది కదా, అంటే జనరేట్ అయింది కదా, అది 6 digits